Next inductees into the Alabama Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame, the Thrasher Brothers. In a small community called Dykes Mill near Vandiver, Alabama, Hova Augustus Sylvester James Brasher and Ella Beatrice met and married on November 2nd, 1930. They had 5 children, 4 boys, Willie Earl, Clifford, Kenneth, and Roland, and 1 girl, Stella. During the Depression years, when making a living was hard on everyone, the music in the family helped make their lives a little easier. Willie Earl was the oldest, born on August 18, 1932. Known to be quiet and wise, he spent his spare time hunting and fishing. From 1953 to 1955, he served as a corporal in the United States Army during the Korean War in the artillery unit. He received the National Defense Service Medal, an Army Occupational Medal, and the Good Conduct Medal. Willie Earl was a deacon at Pleasant Grove Baptist Church in Vandiver, and he married Betty Sue and had 4 boys, Randy, Gary, Jerry, and Mike. Even though he could play fiddle, mandolin, and guitar, he primarily played bass for the Brasher Brothers. Just after Willie Earl's 2nd birthday, Benjamin Clifford was born November 24, 1934. Cliff was considered a humble and gentle brother with a mild-mannered spirit. When he wasn't spending his days working, he enjoyed the outdoors and was always working on some kind of project. In 1958, he served in the United States Army and was honorably discharged in 1960. He married Pat and had 3 girls, Lynette, Jill, and Jennifer. He was later married to Cherry, and this union immediately blessed him with 2 new daughters, Tracy and Paula. While Cliff could also play other instruments, he loved the fiddle, which remained his primary instrument for the Brasher Brothers. The 3rd brother, Dual Kenneth, was born on September 27, 1936. Known as the more tenacious brother with a kind and gentle side, Kenneth was low-key and reserved. If there was anything he didn't have, he enjoyed making it himself, inventing it, or building his own tools. He married Joan and had 2 boys, Steve and Joey, and 1 girl, Leah. His bluegrass instrument of choice was the banjo, but he was just as proficient on anything with a string. The boys were all hard workers and knew how to plow, pick cotton, and how to fix things. The youngest brother, Roland, remembers how these 3 creative minds with keen imagination would build and craft things like toy cars, airplanes, or slingshots from just about anything, usually starting with Prince Albert tobacco or ham cans. Then for a change, a girl came into the picture on April 15, 1941, and her name was Stella Louise. Stella was fun-loving and lighthearted. As the only girl, she grew up very close to her mother. She played the piano and ukulele and sang harmony with her older brothers. She married Dorman Lynn and had 4 children, Lisa, Karen, Timothy, and Amy. They later welcomed 1 more into their family named Nick. Last but not least, and quite unexpectedly, Reginald Roland was born on June 23, 1946. With an ever-inquisitive mind, he was always keen to learn. As the baby of the family, he had a hard time fitting in with the older brothers, but always admired them. His fondest memories involved sitting around listening to them play music and wishing he was big enough to even hold a guitar. He married Veery and had 1 daughter, Angie. Then later he married Corrine and immediately added a new son, Conrad, to his family. Being so much younger than the 3 oldest Brasher brothers, he had to wait some time before he could grow into a guitar, but he eventually did just that. The Brasher brothers' beginning started around 1948 when their Aunt Odessa, impressed by their talent, decided to surprise the boys with a guitar they could share, and Stella with her own ukulele. At first, they all learned to play with the instructions, and then they would learn their songs by ear. Most of their practice was done in a small storm pit behind the house. Many family and friends would come to pick and play along, including Roy Brasher, a cousin, Hoy Whitfield, Frank Buddy Bowman, William Red Perry, and Randy Taylor. Later, after they started performing, Roland joined the group. Their sister Stella also sang harmony with them and played her ukulele. The Brasher brothers went through several phases over the years, but the group that people would probably remember most is the 4 brothers, Willie Earl, Cliff, Kenneth, and Roland, with Johnny Wisnat playing the dobro. Known for their close harmonies and musicianship, the Brasher brothers made many appearances, One of the most noted was the Renfro Valley Jamboree in Renfro Valley, Kentucky. And twice a week they could be seen on WHMA TV, Channel 40 in the Addison, Oxford area, where they billed themselves as the Brasher Brothers Country Music Show. They'd also do radio shows, county fairs, and festivals. It had been said that the Brasher Brothers were playing bluegrass music before bluegrass music was cool. In December of 1966, the Brasher Brothers originated the Town and Country Jamboree, which was a country and gospel music show that took place every Saturday night in the old theater building in downtown Leeds, Alabama. As the house band, the Brasher Brothers hosted local, regional, and even national acts and welcomed anyone who wanted to play, sing, or show their talent. The Jamboree also showcased many well-known musicians, singers, and even comedians during those days, and it was not uncommon to see a Grand Ole Opry star perform. Regulars who attended or performed would probably remember acts like Tom Paul and the Glazier Brothers, Ray Pillow, Lorene Mann, Harold Morrison, String Bean, the Joymasters Gospel Quartet, and Glenn Barber. With a hometown family atmosphere, the Town and Country Jamboree became known as the place to hear good music up until it ended in 1979. Throughout those years, the Brasher Brothers were the mainstay that kept people coming back each week. Whether they were headlining or lending their musicianship for visiting performers, every Brasher Brother was versatile enough to pick up and play any stringed instrument on any song and in any key. Besides taking part in many festivals, the Brasher Brothers hosted their own bluegrass festivals in Vandiver every year for more than 20 years. The first and longest running annual festival at the Vandiver Community Center helped raise funds for their volunteer fire department. Later, they would start an annual festival near their own home place and called it the Coosa Mountain Bluegrass Festival. After losing their beloved oldest brother, Willie Earl, the remaining Brasher Brothers continued to carry on. For a while, a new conglomeration named the Brasher Brothers and the Next Generation formed, which included other members of the family. With Willie Earl, Clifford, and Kenneth's passing, the music now lives on through those that remain and the generation of Brashers to follow. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to present and induct the Brasher Brothers into the Alabama Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame, please make welcome Mr. Kirby Parker.